bow to apprentice instructor, advanced and intermediate. All right. 100 jumping jacks.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1,
2, 3, 4,
5, 6,
7, 8, 9,
10,
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36,
37, 38, 39, 40, 41,
42, 43, 44, 45, 46,
47,
48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54,
55,
56,
57, 58,
59,
60, 61, 62,
63, 64, 65, 66, 67,
68,
69, 70, 71, 72,
73,
74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79,
80, 81, 82, 83, 84,
85, 86, 87,
88,
89, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Push-up position.
Yes, sir.
First set of 10.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir.
Raise your hand if you do push-ups at home. Okay. So the people that raise their hand, it shows. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You're not with her every second of the day. You can't tell her what she does. You worry about what you're doing. I'm talking to you. All right. Every sibling wants to tell their sibling. What you tell them, folks? Right? So the only thing you have to be worried about is whether or not you raise your hand. So raise your hand if you do push-ups at home. Okay. Now the reason I asked that is because I can tell a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So those that practice at home, you can tell that they do push-ups at home because they have the strength to do a very nice push-up. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So let me show you a couple things about push-ups. When you do your push-ups, you want a straight line from the shoulders to the heels. If you go like this, or if you go like this is not a push-up. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay? So, like this, look. If you're confused about where to put the head, just look up to the front. It'll automatically give you better posture. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Right? So don't let the head dangle like this. You want to look up. Don't let the hips sink like this. You want to keep them up stiff. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second set.
Yes, sir.
The bottom stays up, the hips stay up, and the head stays up. Begin.
1, sir. 2, sir.
There you go.
3, sir. 4, sir.
Good, breathe, good, breathe, breathe.
6,
Don't forget to
sir.
breathe. And
7,
hold your breath.
sir.
Breathe, so.
Sir. 9, sir. 10, sir.
Yeah, right? So you gotta practice at home. You gotta practice doing your push-ups at home. It'll make your punches stronger and faster. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
In addition, it's just a good strength to have. It's good to have upper body strength, right? So if you can't do a push-up as well, start practicing your push-ups because they're necessary.
Yes, sir.
And they don't get easier. They pretty much stay the same. Push-up is always a push-up.
Yes, sir.
Challenge your dad to a push-up competition. See who wins. But wait till he gets off work when he's tired. Don't do it in the morning. He's like super fresh. He's like, yeah. Exactly. I know your dad's probably gonna win. Your dad goes to the gym. Yeah. And he's like 6'2".
You also did like Kung Fu in San Antonio.
Yeah, his it does, like,
That's
Bill.
where he inspired I did country after he inspired me to do country.
If you ever see him come in, he's super serious, so when he's watching, he's like, and as soon as you say hi, he's like, what? And then, second, last set.
Yes, sir.
All right, for real, challenge your sibling or your dad to a push-up competition, see what happens. Begin.
1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6,
Breathe.
sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir.
On your backs for piston kicks.
Yes, sir.
First set of 25, I'm sorry, 30.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir, 11, sir, 12, sir, 13, sir, 14, sir, 15, sir, 16, sir, 17, sir, 18, sir, 19, sir, 20, sir, 1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 30, sir.
I didn't know he was gonna take the marquee sign too. He went down there and got that marquee sign, the big Tai Chi sign. You know, shopping centers have the sign that says what's in the shopping center. He went and took it.
Oh, my.
Second set,
Yes, sir.
begin.
1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir, 11, sir, 12, sir, 13, sir, 14, sir, 15, sir, 16, sir, 17, sir, 18, sir, 19, sir, 20, sir, 1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 30, sir.
Rest.
Sir.
And last set,
Yes, sir.
begin.
1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir, 11, sir, 12, sir, 13, sir, 14, sir, 15, sir, 16, sir, 17, sir, 18, sir, 19, sir, 20, sir, 1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 30, sir.
Sit up,
Yes, sir.
feet straight out in front, reach up. Lean forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir.
1, sir.
2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir, 11, sir,
12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir.
1, sir,
2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir.
5, sir,
6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Bend one leg in and reach up. Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1, sir.
2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir, 11, Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir.
3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir.
Bottom of the feet together, bend forward, touch your nose to your toes, or as far as you can go.
Yes, sir.
And a seated angle, legs wide apart, lift yourself up and turn to your right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Turn and shift to the other side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And back to center, a seated angle, legs wide apart,
Yes, sir.
palms up, back straight. One, sir.
2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir.
And last stretch. Oh, sorry, reach to one side.
Yes, sir.
And reach to the other side.
Yes, sir.
Reach to both sides.
Yes, sir.
Touch your head to the floor or as far as you can go.
Yes, sir.
One, sir.
2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir.
Last stretch, feet straight out in front.
Yes, sir.
Bend one leg back and lean back.
Yes, sir.
questions? Twist it out, any additional stretches?
Yes, sir.
Anybody know which sections we've been working on? Tiger, pretty simple. We've been working on getting those corners down, and it seems like last class you all got them pretty easily. So, kind of like study hall, we're gonna make sure we're all on the same page and we're gonna move forward. Let's take a stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Butterflies scatter.
Butterflies scattered.
Black tiger claw method.
Black tiger claw method.
Tiger exits the cave.
Tiger exits the cave.
Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger captures sheep.
We're gonna come back to this corner in the front. Tiger exits the cave.
Tiger exits the cave.
One foot is flat and the other foot just the toes are touching. Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger captures sheep.
Turn. Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger exits the cave.
Tiger exits the cave.
And tiger combats wolf.
Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger ascends the mountain.
Tiger ascends the mountain.
Fierce tiger descends the mountain.
Fierce tiger descends the mountain.
Push it out. Return horse to the stable.
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 Feet together.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sit.
Yes, sir.
Who knows that much? Who can do all that by themselves? Okay, so what we're gonna do is just those motions, not including the end. The last four we're about to go over. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
This is our first time doing those. Saul, you're gonna partner with Maddie and Aileen. William, I'd like you to partner with Sophie, Miss Kelly, and Eric. All right, find your space in the room. Go ahead and get started. Highest rank leads at once, and then next highest rank, next highest rank, next highest rank. And by that time, we'll be ready to start. Are you?
Yes, sir.
Who? Yeah, Sophie? I think Aileen, I think you're supposed to stay over there.
Attention stance.
Yes, ma'am.
Stand tall.
Yes, ma'am.
5 animal salute.
Attention stance.
2 tigers by the trail.
Stand tall. Yes, ma'am.
Butterfly scatters.
Button, scatter. Button,
Black tiger claw method.
Two tigers, call method.
Tiger exits the cave.
Scatter. Butterfly.
Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger call method. Black. Tiger call method.
Exits the cave.
Tiger. Tiger.
Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger. Sheep.
Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger.
Tiger exits the cave.
Tiger.
Tiger
Capture sheep.
combats wolf.
Tiger. Capture sheep. Tiger.
Feet together.
Tiger. That's wolf. Tiger. Exits the cave. Tiger. Exits the cave. No. Tiger. Combat wolf. Tiger.
5 animal
Combat
salute.
wolf.
2 tigers by the trail.
Butterfly. Scatters.
Butterfly scatters.
Black room. Tiger.
Black tiger claw method.
Tiger.
Tiger exits the cave.
Fierce tiger. Tiger. Captures sheep.
Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger.
Tiger exits the cave. Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger. Combats wolf.
Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger.
Tiger exits the cave.
Combats wolf. sodium oxide and down.
Butterfly scatters. Butterfly scatters. Black tiger after they leave. Black tiger tiger exits the cave. Tiger exits the cave. Tiger captures sheep. Tiger captures sheep. Tiger exits the cave. Tiger exits the cave. Tiger captures sheep. Tiger captures sheep. Black tiger combat. Oh yeah, tiger combat wolf. Tiger combat wolf. Tiger exits the cave. Tiger exits the cave. Tiger captures sheep. Tiger combat wolf. Tiger combat wolf. Tiger exits the cave. Tiger captures sheep. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 5 animals salute. 2 tigers have a trail. Butterfly scatters. Black tiger combat. Tiger combat wolf. Tiger exits the cave.
Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger exits cave.
Tiger exits the cave.
Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger exits the cave. And only make a move. Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger
Tiger exits the cave.
Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger combats wolf.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Five animals look. That's great.
Right, okay, take a break. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know if all this is gonna happen. So just go and all that stuff. I was been banned, but scientists still recommending, you know. We were at like Travis at Ruby Point, so honestly, there were a lot of rocks. And I touched the water.
Yes, you have to touch the fish.
Well, I got, yeah, I mean, we did this and they come, that's how they did it. We don't track them. Then we just like,
Oh. Maybe because your hand looked like a worm. Maybe your finger looked like a worm. Ooh, bait.
Yeah, they actually have a 7-8 that we're going on Saturday, and we're definitely getting on jump on.
All right, come back out.
Yes,
Come
sir.
back out, come back out. Now, yes. So with practicing comes a little bit for yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So if I present, which is something you all agree to, if I present the challenge or the material, right, you challenge yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So part of it isn't on me anymore. Does that make sense?
Yes,
It's
sir.
on you. So yes, we do want to make sure you know your stuff before you get to your next rank. And yes, we would prefer to perform all of your stuff very well. But that's not going to say that I'm always going to re-show you stuff that you should know. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, I don't want that kind of sounds like negative, but don't take it negatively, right? It's just, I want you to push yourself to really try to retain some of this information, or just push yourself to do your moves better. If you remember the moves, push yourself to do the moves in a better way, more improved way, more balanced way. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who knows what a very nice form looks like? What's one word, what are some characteristics of really nice form?
Low stances.
Low stances, that's part of it. There's one word that kind of encompasses a lot of the things.
Oh.
Go, Eric, what's yours?
Just slipped away.
No worries, it happens. Yeah.
Consistency.
Consistency, yes. Consistency, of course.
Balance.
Balance, that's the one. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So if you're consistent in the way that you do your stances, then you will have what? Balance. That's perfect. You all came to that by yourselves. So if I'm consistent in doing my stances the way I know they should be done, then when I actually put them all together and I do the form, I'm balanced. So that means when I get ready to do my tiger stances, I'm not falling over once I get to here. Does that make sense? It's because I know that I'm consistent in the way I do my stances. So my cat stance is already balanced. And then I strike. It's no different than the cat stance I do when we do our tiger stances. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So being consistent in the way you do your stances gives you balance. The last part is the most basic part that everybody needs. Say sequence.
Sequence.
And that's just the order of the motion. So what comes next and which foot does what when. Does that make sense? So from this point moving forward, if you're coming to class, that's perfect. Keep coming to class. We're going to keep practicing the tiger. If you can catch the videos at home, I did a little bit of a walkthrough just now with no talking, just me doing the motions of today. So look up today's date and today's tiger class once it gets uploaded. And you can follow that video. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You really want to do that for yourself at home. It makes a difference when you come back to class. We can tell, right? If you practice at home, we can tell. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, give it a try. Really try to lock it in at home. Let's see if we can catch a couple of these motions. Stand.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
So y'all can't be over here. Come over here. Gotta have space. There you go. Scoot over a little bit, Aileen. Oh, over, not back, just over. Yep. 5 animal salute.
5 minutes.
2 tigers, hide your trail.
2 tigers, tiger trail.
Now, while you're following, if we turn around, you don't have to look over your shoulder to see me. Miss Kelly's on that side, Maddie knows it, Eric knows it, right? So you can look at other people. You don't have to just see me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And if they're looking at you, you're doing it right. Butterflies, scatter.
Butterflies, scatter.
Uh-huh. Black tiger claw method.
Black tiger claw method.
Shift, tiger, exits the cage.
Tiger exits the cage.
Strike. Good. So when you have one hand, it's like if you're having a wrist and you're striking a chin. So strike out, because my arm is pretty long, and pull that to your hip. So it's like if you grab my wrist and struck the chin. On your hip like this. On your hip. Yep. You don't have to do it, just like that. Yes, yes, yes. Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger captures sheep.
Good, stay there. Now remember, wherever you strike, like Maddie's doing, your chest should point. So put that foot up a little bit. Put that up that way. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Not the back one, just this one. Yeah, you want to be diagonal going toward that one. Good, good. Almost, so make your palm point toward where your chest is facing me. Point your palm in your hand this way. Now take That's good. All right. Tiger exits the cave.
Tiger exits the cave.
Last one. Tiger captures sheep.
Tiger captures sheep.
Right? So we push because you struck. Now, if you want to strike with power, you have to use that back leg, and it has to be supported. So when I turn my chest, so does my hand. And that's why I also want y'all to practice better push-ups, because you'll understand that. That'll give you an understanding of that. Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger combats wolf.
Shift, tiger exits the cave.
Tiger exits the cave.
Mhm. Yes. Tiger combats wolf.
Tiger combats wolf.
Good. That was right. Commit to that corner. Yes, to that corner. A little bit more. Very good. To that corner. To that corner. Very good, that's better. Okay, now from here, we're gonna go ahead and do the new motions. So you're gonna step, you're gonna lift the right foot, and you're gonna step to a cross stance. When you step to a cross stance, you won't step close to the other foot, you'll actually step upward. So your foot will be pretty far away from the back leg. Take that front foot and move it this way. A lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. More. That's better. Now from here, I'm gonna go, but I just blocked. Now I'm gonna continue the circles lift. This is 2, and I'm gonna step 3, 4. Right, boom. So there's a rhythm and a number. There's 5 motions total. Reset.
Yes, sir.
To combats wolf, which is the, yeah, very good. Diagonal both stances. Shift, lift, and cross right foot. Crane. That's 2, 3, 4. Strike your body. Reset.
Yes, sir.
1, cross. Reset. Try it again. So the leg that has no weight in it is the one that's moving. Bend that front knee a lot and it'll help you remember. So we're moving the back leg. Lift and cross. Yes, you have to do that pivot. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. One more time. And then literally it's the exact same thing on the other side. So this should be, if you get this side, you can do the other one. Might be a little different because you're left, because some of y'all are right-handed, but you'll get it. Go ahead, shift all the way to your bow. Push the hands all the way out. Turn your body, your hips, and everything that way. Turn this toe. Turn it back. There you go. So we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your chest has to go. Your chest has to turn. And the knee. Turn the body. That's how you strike that one. Turn the body. Arm down a bit. Go stiff. Put this one on top. Bigger hand. All the way. Very good. Yes, speak up.
Yes, sir.
So it's a lot of diagonal striking. Who's noticed that? None of these strikes are straight lines back and forth. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So it's a lot of circles and diagonal angles and things like that. So it should be a little more confusing than it is on a regular day. Let's do it a couple more times, and I want you to try it on your own. You won't be talking to anybody. You'll focus on your own brain and try to do just that one motion. We're doing just one motion. If you're like, oh, I got it, and you do it like 5 times like this, does this count?
No, sir.
Okay, not in this class, because y'all are advanced. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so does this count?
Yes, sir.
What about this one? That was weird, right? Okay, so you're gonna practice on your own. We're gonna do it one more time. When you strike, be sure to not push across your chest, because if I was gonna punch William, I wouldn't punch William like this. Cool, be still. That's silly, isn't it? You'll never reach William. So when you throw a punch, you're facing your target, boom, and you turn. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
When you do your tiger, it's not like this. You have to turn. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go with just this one motion here. We're doing ascending crane. Not ascending crane. Tiger ascends the mountain. So we're here. Turn, block. Perfect. That's good. Crane. 3, 4. Strike. Boom. Turn the chest. Very good. Yes? Feet together.
Yes, sir.
All right. Practice it on your own where you are.
Yes,
You
sir.
gotta start wearing shoes, man. You can't keep stepping all over the place. Either that or get some really strong legs. Okay, give it a try on your own.
Yes, sir.
Walk more. Walk. Feel that hop was there. Just move forward, if that makes sense. Put just before it makes you feel less stressful about it. Just, yeah,
Oh, man, that was horrible.
closer. Watch, turn. Instead of one here in place. Now, I want you to walk the whole time, almost close to the front. Yes, okay, so we walk for 1, 2, 3. Boom, and then 1, 2. Uh-huh. Let me see.
Sure.
I'll start across your chest. 1, 2. Good, don't bend the knee so much, make it bigger. Bigger, that's why you have to have shoes on, so it's hard to do the correct stances. Turn the toes. Bend the knee. That's how we do both stands. All the way, turn the body. Don't lean more, just turn the body. Turn it. That's correct. Does that make sense? Okay. Mhm. William, follow Maddie a couple times. Mhm. Yep. Stay there. Yeah, soccer. Yep. That was T. Bow to yourself. Because you're practicing by yourself, right?
That's nearly impossible.
No, it's not impossible. It's just bow within yourself. Right. Well, that's good. Y'all look much better at that, by the way. Right? So, the 15 minutes of hard work and practice. Next class, we just got 3 moves to do. Probably gonna have the second move because y'all just did it today. We just gotta do it on the other side. And then we got two motions that are super simple, just 2 steps. And that's return horse, like this, and return horse. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Should be easy. So, path of self-mastery requires balanced emotions. Balanced emotions do not yield to negativity. The path of self-mastery requires balanced emotions. Balanced emotions do not yield to negativity. The path of self-mastery requires balanced emotions. Balanced emotions do not yield to negativity. Keep together.
Bow 2, Senior Head Instructor.
Bow 2, Apprentice Instructor Advanced, Intermediate.